That's just what I wanted to hear. Why don't you go to her and you say to her that if she drops the charges against me, then I won't press charges against her.
Well, it's certainly worth trying. Why don't you tell me all the details, Miss Bryant?
B. Smith, Governor.
Bring her in. Miss Ferguson tells me you have a personal problem, Smith.
We all do, Mrs. Davidson. Mrs. Morris's resignation.
That has nothing to do with the women. If an officer wishes to leave, she is perfectly at liberty to do so.
But that's the point. She doesn't want to leave, does she?
Did she tell you that?
How could she? She's not allowed to talk to us.
That is a long-standing rule, Smith, and all the officers must obey it.
Oh, come off it. It's a rule that's never enforced because it's unworkable and you know it. If the screws and the women are not allowed to communicate, how are you going to know what the problems are?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Mrs. Morris is the only screw who gives a damn about the women.
And it's her decision, no one else's.
Okay. We know who's responsible. We'll just take a few more points off the chart.
I thought we'd lost those ridiculous charts.
Oh, we have, several times. But they keep turning up like the proverbial bad penny. And we're all looking forward to what happens when the points fall to zero.
And what is supposed to happen then?
You know what happens when the women get out of hand. Riots. Fire.
Are you threatening me, Smith?
No. It's not a threat. Just a friendly warning from one who knows.
This was supposed to be finished by lunchtime. If it's not done by this afternoon, you stay here till it is.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Go on. How'd it go, Pete? What did Davo say?
Sweet F.A. She reckons that if she wants to leave, there's nothing she can do about it. Gave her a scare, though. I told her I'd reduce the screw's points to zero.
Oh, come off it, B. We've got to do more than that.
Yeah. You know, I reckon we've been working too hard lately. About time we took a break. So where's up tomorrow morning? We're on strike.
Yay!
I've spread the word this evening. Tomorrow after brekkie, we all go down to the rec room, sit down nice and peaceful, and if the screws want any work done, well, let them get their own hands dirty for a change.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't expect you so soon, Mr. Askin. Maureen, sorry, we've got a bit of business to talk about. Thanks, hon. Sit down.
Oh, thank you. I went straight over to see your sister after you left, Miss Bryant.
Any luck?
Well, yes and no. She's worried about us going to the police, but I couldn't convince her to drop the assault charge.
She must really hate my guts. It's too late for that anyway.
Well, we can always ask for a postponement to prepare our case.
What case? Let's just get it over with.
Look, if you'd only go to the police, they'd impound her passport and she couldn't leave the country.
No. Oh, let's forget it, huh?
But we could use that in your defense. Now, you must know you could end up in jail again.
Yeah, I do know that. And I'll tell you one thing. If I end up in jail, I certainly don't want to spend it locked up with her. Let's just forget it, okay?
All right. The client always knows best.
What the hell are they up to? Come on, you lot! Muster! Not here.
Must be in the rec room. It's the only place they have access to on this floor. Go and get some other officers.
Oh, come on, we can find out what's going on.
No, we don't know what they're up to. I'm not going to have anyone walking into a trap. Go and get the officers from the East Wing.
We should have laid in some tucker. I bet they won't feed us.
We've only just had breakfast. You're everlastingly thinking of your stomach.
Yeah, well, I'm just looking ahead, that's all. Here they come. A whole mob of them.
All right.
What's going on?
We're on strike. What does it look like?
Don't be smart. Now get back to work, the lot of you.
Looks unanimous to me.
What do you want?
We're not allowed to discuss our grievances with officers, Mrs. Powell. You should know that.
Oh, don't play silly games with me, Smith.
We'll speak to no one but the governor.
Well, she's not in. She had to go to court.
We're in no rush.
Lock them in, Miss Ferguson. We're wasting our time.
Good morning, Miss Bryant. How are you?
Nervous.
Of course. I don't suppose you've changed your mind.
Good morning, Judy.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Davidson. This is Mrs. Davidson, the governor of Wentworth. Mr. Erskine, he's representing me.
How do you do?
Good morning. From what Miss Bryant's told me, I understand the police might declare you a hostile witness.
Apparently so. But I'm going to say everything I can to help Judy, even though I'm appearing for the prosecution. I may have witnessed the assault, but in my opinion, it was justified.
I'll see that you get every chance to speak during the cross-examination.
Yeah, we're going to need all the help we can get.
Now, stop that. We need positive thinking. Hello, Bill.
John, g'day. What are you doing here?
The Bryant case, third on the list. Any idea what time we might expect to be heard?
Haven't you been notified? Mrs. Hunter was in my office at 9 o'clock this morning. She's not pressing charges.
You're kidding.
No, we're certainly not going ahead without her testimony. And right now, she's on a flight to New York. The case is dropped.
Thanks, Bill. I owe you a drink for that one.
My pleasure.
Judy, I am, please.
Yes, so am I.
Looks like you don't need me after all. Well, I'll see you later when the money comes through from America.
Thank you very much, Mr. Erskine.
Pleasure. Goodbye, Mrs. Davidson. It's been a brief meeting, but a very pleasant one.
Thank you. Judy, would you like me to give you a lift back to the halfway house?
No, I think I really need to walk.
All right, I'll walk with you.
I can't believe this. I thought I was going to end up back in Wentworth. I'd lose the house.
It's wonderful news.
Oh,
Judy, you know how difficult things have been since we restricted communication between the officers and women.
oh, do I ever? Every time I go to the prison, someone has a bitch about it.
Well, I had hoped a social worker would have solved that problem, but unfortunately, Mr. Simmons didn't work out. I was
Now, just
wondering...
a second. If you're looking for a social worker, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Social work is mainly common sense, Judy, and you certainly have plenty of that. No, that's not what I had in mind. What I want is a careers officer, someone who can advise the women and find them jobs when they're released.
You mean the sort of work Mrs. Morris did when I was inside?
That's right,
Are you offering me this job?
if you're interested. Unfortunately, the money's not worth talking about, but you would have a semi-official position and freer access to the women.
Do I get the keys to the prison too?
Not quite, but you would get an identification card, and you wouldn't have to have my permission every time you wanted to come in to see them. I would have to get the department's approval, but I don't think there'd be any problem there.
You know, I can't believe this. I mean, 10 minutes ago, I thought I was going to be a resident of Wentworth, and now this.
Are you interested?
You bet I am. Oh, sorry.
Hey, B, what's a 5-letter word for idiot?
Try Drongo.
D, won't fit in.
Right small.
Oh, yeah.
Smith, I want to talk to you.
Did you hear something?
Oh, yeah. It was me. I had baked beans for brekkie.
Smith?
Hey, Maxine,
Yes.
one of the screws is breaking the rules again.
Oh, no. Well, that's what rules are made for, B.
Excuse me. You don't think this ridiculous strike is going to solve anything? Mrs. Morris resigned because she'd have been fired otherwise. You're fighting the department on this one. Then you'd better hope we win, hadn't you?
Oh, Mrs. Davidson, I'm glad you're back. We've got a problem, I'm afraid. The women have gone on strike.
Oh, no. Has there been any trouble?
No, it's been very peaceful. They're locked in the rec room. I thought it was better to leave them there rather than get them to their cells.
Of course.
What is the problem?